The scent of myrrh is overpowering. It is a cloying sweetness, thick, like warm honey, meticulously designed to hide one single thing, the metallic scent of dried blood and fear that permeates these walls. You stand on the cold marble, stripped bare, head bowed, feeling the stone steal the heat from the soles of your feet. Your hands tremble, not from the cold, but from the subtle vibration of the floor as guards pass by in heavy leather sandals. You hear a muffled scream coming from the chamber next door. Behind curtains of fine linen, a wet, gurgling sound, like water being swallowed by a drain, followed by the dull thud of something soft hitting the floor. No one moves. The 30 other girls in the line beside you do not even blink. They have already learned the first lesson, the most vital of all in this place. The statue does not breathe, the statue does not cry, the statue does not bleed until ordered to. You feel his gaze burning the base of your neck before you even see his face. The chief eunuch walks slowly, the sound of his jewelry clinking like dry bones striking one another. He is not looking for a wife, nor for love. He is inspecting livestock, for the divine slaughterhouse. He stops behind you. The cold tip of a reed cane touches your back, tracing the line of your spine, checking the curvature, the symmetry, the purity of the skin. If there is a scar, a birthmark, a sign of pox, you will be discarded to the copper mines or the harbor brothels. The cane rises, lifts your chin with violence. You stare into eyes that possess no soul, only mathematical calculation. And in that moment, under the weight of that clinical scrutiny, you realize that your humanity was left at the palace door, along with your old sandals. You are no longer a person. You are a natural resource of Egypt, as exploitable as the silt of the Nile. Do you still remember the river? Not this tamed Nile that flows politely through the geometric canals of the palace gardens, but the wild, muddy river of your village in Upper Egypt? Can you feel the phantom memory of cold, fertile mud squeezed between your toes? The rough taste of bread mixed with sand gritting in your teeth, your mother's hoarse laughter as she braided your hair under the shade of a lonely palm tree. It was a poor life, marked by flood and drought, dirty with earth and sweat. But it was your life. All of that ended the exact second the golden boat docked. Silence fell over the village like a lead cloak. Soldiers in bronze scale armor disembarked, marching with the certainty of those who own the world. They did not take the strong women to carry stones. They wanted aesthetics. You were 12. Beauty, you discovered that day, is not a blessing from the gods. It is a curse carved into your bone structure, a target painted on your face. Torn from your mother's arms, the last sound you heard of your old life was not a goodbye, but the dry crack of a whip silencing her cry. Now, you are in the house of seclusion, the Per-Kher. Poets say this place is paradise on earth. Walls of white limestone that blind under the sun, infinite pools filled with blue lotuses, plates of solid gold overflowing with figs. But your eyes, sharpened by terror, see the truth. The bars are made of gold and lapis lazuli, but they are still bars. The air here is stagnant, heavy, hard to breathe. Hundreds of women, hundreds of competitors, hundreds of eyes painted with black coal, almond-shaped and predatory, watching your every move. You are fresh meat in a tank of sharks adorned with jewels. You realize you have not entered a palace of pleasure. You have entered a high-precision industrial factory, and the product to be manufactured, at any cost, is the divine bloodline. Forget how to walk. The way you walked in the village, with long, free strides, is an offense here. Forget how to speak. Your dialect is filthy. Everything you knew is wrong. Your training begins before the sun, Ra himself, rises on the horizon. There are no swords, no shields. Your weapons are your body, every inch of it, and they must be sharpened until they cut. The pain is excruciating and constant. Hair removal is a daily ritual of torture. Boiling sugar pastes, bronze tweezers, ripping every strand of hair from your body until you are smooth, sterile, cold like an alabaster statue. Your skin is scrubbed with volcanic pumice stones until it bleeds, removing any callus of work. They teach you to smile while your muscles scream with exhaustion. They teach you the subtle art of pleasing a living God who has seen everything. You are molded, sanded, and polished. The girl died. In her place, a biological machine of pleasure and reproduction arises. Then, inevitably, you make a mistake. A small human slip. Maybe you looked into the eyes of a royal wife with curiosity instead of submission. The punishment is not physical. Marking the merchandise's skin would diminish its value. The punishment is designed to break your mind. You are forced to watch Neferet, the girl who arrived with you, the one who whispered promises of escape at night. She disappeared. No one speaks her name. But, walking through the gardens, you see her blue bead necklace, floating in the sewage cistern, where the palace's dirty water drains. The matriarch of the harem holds your chin with long, sharp nails and whispers with breath smelling of sweet rot. Beauty is infinite and replaceable. Absolute obedience is rare. That night, you do not cry. Something inside your chest breaks, like thin glass shattering in silence. You understand now the fundamental truth. You are disposable. The brainwashing intensifies. Dripping into your mind like water on stone, bald priests chant that the Pharaoh is not a man. He is the sun. Without him, the world freezes. Your womb, the midwives say as they examine you with invasive touches, is the sacred soil of Ma'at. If you fail to bear fruit, you bring chaos, the Isfet. They say you are no longer human, and you believe it. You are a vessel, a passive channel through which divinity flows. The night, finally, devours you. You have been chosen, bathed in milk and saffron, painted like an idol, led through torchlit corridors. The scent of Kaifi incense is intoxicating, almost narcotic. You enter the golden chamber. He is there, the living God. He does not look at you as a man looks at a woman, but as a master looks at a favorite tool. There is no romance, only the crushing weight of a dynasty pressing against your ribs. You do what you were trained to do. You leave your body. Your mind floats to the ceiling painted with stars, leaving the flesh down below to fulfill its mechanical duty. You do not feel the touch. You feel only the terrible cold of perfection. In that moment, you reach your tragic peak. You have ceased to be a person and have become, finally, a sacred object. But the object has a price, and your body pays the bill. Pregnancy is not a blessing. It is parasitism. The divine fetus drains the calcium from your teeth, the marrow from your bones. Your hair falls out in clumps. Your skin stretches until it tears in violet marks. Childbirth is a battlefield of blood and screams. No gentle midwives, only the demand for results. Pain rips you in half until the child's cry cuts the air, but there is no relief. Ruthless hands snatch the child from you before the cord even stops pulsing. If it is a boy, he is taken to be a prince. If it is a girl, she is taken to be prepared for the same cycle that consumed you. You are left behind, bleeding on the linen, with an empty womb and a ruined body, the marble cracked, the flower withered. The decline is rapid. You are 22 years old, but your eyes carry the weight of millennia. New cargo arrives from the Nile. Girls with firm skin and eyes bright with terror. You are pushed into the shadows, into the back rooms where light rarely touches. You become invisible. The Pharaoh does not remember your face. The final betrayal is not the king's forgetfulness, but the abandonment of your own body, which served a divine purpose and was left to rot like an empty fruit husk. Years pass in the gloom until the day fate deals you the final blow. Crossing the courtyard, you see her, a 12-year-old novice, head bowed, hands trembling. She has your eyes. She has your mother's chin. It is your daughter. The cycle has not broken. Hell is a perfect circle. You realize with horror that all your sacrifice did not buy her freedom. It only guaranteed more meat for the machine. You transmitted the curse through your blood. You did not create a life. You created another slave. Her gaze crosses with yours. But there is no recognition, only the emptiness of one whose soul has already been stolen. Death comes without fanfare, a fever, a dry cough. There are no royal doctors. Only a straw mat and the smell of urine, no mummification, no book of the dead, no scarab amulets. Your body is wrapped in a coarse cloth and thrown onto the open sand where the poor rest. The desert jackals do not care if you carried the seed of a god. To them, and to history, you are just meat. The pyramids pierce the sky, eternal monuments. But the mortar that holds these stones is mixed with the blood and tears of the forgotten. You were the fertilizer for Egypt's garden, consumed and discarded so the lotus could bloom. History will remember the gold and the statues. But the true cost of glory is buried in shallow, nameless graves. And as the sands cover your bones, the wind brings a familiar sound. The cry of another girl being dragged from a boat, ready to learn, in the cruelest way possible, why some cages, the most lethal of all, are made of solid gold.